Welcome to the Fit Fellows podcast. With over 40 years of combined personal training experience, they are ready to share their knowledge with you to help you grow your business, keep your client communication sharp, and be confident and fulfilled in your career as a personal trainer. Pay attention, because the Fit Fellows be spitting knowledge. Here are your hosts for the show, Russell, Michael, and Michael.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Welcome back to another episode. Thanks for tuning in with us. Man, Mike over here wearing his headphones. Different.
It's got a new style.
Yeah. Got to rock it. You
All
gotta
right.
own it.
So today, guys, we're going to talk about the top 5 ways to get clients in a big box gym.
Got to get them.
Yeah, but before that, we have a little segment. We're gym stories.
Gym stories.
Gym stories.
Let's go and do it.
Lots of gym stories.
All right, today I got one. I don't know if it's about a gym, but it's definitely a client story. So this client, she came with me, when I went independent from LA Fitness, and everybody that I brought over was paying the same rate. So she's been paying the same rate for a while. I never upped her rate, actually, because she stopped training for a while and then she came back. But this is the lady. Her very first session, I was like, okay, we're gonna do 15 reps, and I can see her out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, she stopped, but she only did like 6 or 7. And I was thinking, like, why do you gotta lie, right? Anyway, so no names here, but fast forward like 8-9 years, she's still paying the same rate, and it's one of those things where I wasn't really enjoying, training her, because she never would want to push, right? Like, man, I'm just gonna raise her rate.
After 8 or 9 years?
Yeah, because
Dang, it's a long time.
from when she first started, she was gone for a little bit, right?
Okay.
So I was like, man, I'm just gonna raise her rate. I'm about double.
Jeez. Talk about aggressive.
Well, that was in line with what everybody else was paying, right? So I'm like, I'm just gonna double it. If she accepts it, I'll be happy. If she says, I'm not gonna train anymore, then so be it, right? Mm-hmm. And I know I told you guys this story, but I expected her to leave.
Right.
This lady bought a year.
Dang. Bam.
A year.
There you go.
She didn't even say anything. She just handed me a check, and she's like, "Here's for the
Sign
next
up
year."
For a year.
Jeez.
Dang, man.
Must be
So-
nice.
Anyway,
Let that be a known for you. Take a risk. See what happens.
yeah.
Right.
All right. So back to the show topic. Top 5 ways to get clients in a big box gym. So, our last episode, we sort of talked about our experience there, and now we're going to give you guys some knowledge based on our experience in working in a big box gym. So, number 1, this comes from you, Mike.
Number 1 is through a first workout. So when you have a new member, or maybe a member who's been there for a while, you would take them through a workout that you prescribe for them, and see how they enjoy it. Hopefully they sign up after that if you do really well, but that's probably the best way to get clients when you're in the gym at that point.
So every big box gym does it a little bit different. I think at LA Fitness, it's included with your membership, right? You get one free workout,
right.
And so that's your chance, right? That's a big chance to sort of show them what you're about, your style, your personality, and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, most gyms do even like when I was at Equinox, we did one evaluation for free. We spent like an hour with them, just getting to know them, understanding their background, and then doing a little bit of a session. But then from that, then we would say, okay, now I got a bunch of information. I'll have you come back in for another personal training session,
Right.
and I'll build a session based off of what I discovered. So in a way, they kind of got like 2 sessions.
Right.
First one was just an eval, but then then after that personal training session that was free, if you can show them your skills, then that's when you hopefully get them to sign up.
Yeah, and the customer, the members are not stupid, right? So they come in, they're like, hey, you get a free training session, and they're, they don't want to be hard sold. So a lot of them will decline that, right? But they may see you in the gym working out, and they may be interested,
Right.
and you can just offer that to them. You can just say, hey, well, why don't we take advantage of your first or complimentary workout? And it doesn't even really have to be if they had one, but
Right.
They're more inclined, if they see you, they kind of feel comfortable, and then they're going to do it versus right away from the beginning.
Yeah, so let me use that as a perfect segue for the second one. Our second one is work out at the gym that you're training at so they can see you. And I got to tell this story, man, because I've been training this guy for 12 years now, and this is exactly how I got him. So I was working out at the gym, and I got one of those cold call sheets, call these members, see if they want to do their free session. So I called this guy and just left a message on his phone, and he never got back to me. And, you get like a list of just so many people, and sometimes you call them again, sometimes you don't. I don't think I called him again for a while, but he had gotten my message, listened to it, and then he went into the gym, and in the gym they have like a profile wall of like where there's a picture of the trainer and then kind of like their skill set. And so he looked me up on the wall. He's like, okay, now I see what this guy looks like, and I see his certifications. So he walked around the gym and he looked for me, and he saw me training. And guess who he saw me training? He saw me training my mom. No joke. My parents were in from Montana on vacation, visiting me, and I was in the gym training my mom. And so he's eavesdropping in the background, watching my personal training session, and he picks up that she's my mom. And he's like, wow, okay, so he can train his mom. Maybe I'll give this guy a chance. And so I think I ended up calling him a second time, and then he called me back. And he's like, yeah, I'll do a free session with you and take it from there. So I did a free session with him. And it wasn't after that one, but it was a couple later. He's like, you know why I gave you a shot? It's because I saw you training your mom. Wow. And I watched you. And I actually was impressed. And so this guy, and this is why these people are like good clients, or they do this sort of behavior before they pick you up as a trainer, because he's one of the most high-profile lawyers in Pasadena.
Wow.
This guy's super smart, extremely successful, runs a big-time law firm, and so he's not a joke dude. And so he took it seriously, and he evaluated me. I've been training for 12 years.
Nice.
Yeah. I trained him 5 years before a lumbar fusion, trained him through the lumbar fusion surgery process, rehab, and then I've been training him since then and built him right back up. So that's the value of like working out at the gym and believing that people are watching you.
Right. I got one for that too. I mean, that's awesome. It's kind of a segue into both. I have a client who watched me in the gym, same thing, working out for who knows, maybe a year.
Did he see on that ab machine with the plate?
Funny story.
Man,
Okay.
get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah.
So she saw me in the gym, and honestly, I didn't know who she was. I hadn't really noticed her. And one day I get a call from the sales team. They said, you have someone that wants to do a first workout with you. And for me, of course, first workouts are also about building rapport. The more rapport you build in that workout, the more inclined they're going to sign up because they have a good relationship with you. So I come down and I introduce myself, and we talk. We sit down for literally an hour and a half and just talk and just break things down about her life and everything. So after that, we set up for the first workout. Take her through the workout. She absolutely hated it.
Whoops.
She hated it. And so, she called me back. She's like, I don't think I'm going to be able to, go through this process with you. So I called her back and I said, hey, I know it was kind of rough the first time, but we sat down, we built great rapport. Let's have you come back in, and we're going to change it up a little bit. So from that moment, she came back in, I changed it up a little bit, and she's now been a client and friend for about 12 years.
Wow. Yeah.
So it worked out.
That's good.
Right.
Yeah. So if we didn't make that clear, the second one was working out.
Work out at the
gym.
gym. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I should make clear. I was training my mom, but I was also like working out too.
Right.
So, but yeah,
Right.
the trainer, the clients are going to watch the trainers train themselves.
Right.
Absolutely.
And they see how detailed you are, how much care you take, how creative you are. Are you doing goofball stuff, or are you like serious about your training? Because people, like think about it, the people who can afford training usually are pretty smart, or they're pretty savvy to life.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you're going to build a business with a lot of clients, like you're going to have those sorts of people. So they watch how you train.
Right.
So train there, show off.
Yeah.
Right.
It's sort of it's not one of the points, but like if you're yourself and you're doing stuff that you like, you're going to be good at it. But if you're trying to do stuff, that you're not really, it's not really you, but you're just doing it to show off, that is not going to work either.
Right.
But
And we think about it too. We all have our niche, right? We all have our way of training, of working out.
Yeah.
There's
style.
someone for everyone. So you might be that hardcore bodybuilding, pumping iron person, and there are people that are watching you do that, and they're like, oh, I want that guy.
Yep.
Or you could be the functional, just doing yoga and different things like that. And people say, I want that guy. So whatever it is, just be sure that, you stay true to you and you do what you do in the gym. Just make sure you do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. even like, let's say someone who does a lot of cardio, right? Like, you're just going to attract who wants to be like you.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right? So you're better off just being yourself.
Right.
All right. So
Number three. Direct referrals from the sales staff.
Exactly. Love your sales staff.
Yes.
Don't burn bridges.
Nope.
Love your sales staff.
Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? So how does it work or how did it work at Bally's?
Well, at Bally's, what we would do is the sales staff would sell memberships. And of course, the first workout comes with the membership, and they would attach those workouts to trainers, a lot of times to trainers that they either liked or disliked. So if you came in just irritated and, went off on the sales staff because their first workout was not a good lead or something, you're probably not going to have a lot of business from them. So what you want to do is just schmooze, be nice to them, be cordial, and that way they'll align first workouts with you. You have more ways of receiving business, and you also keep the team intact. So.
Right. And in any company policy that they're supposed to rotate, like you can just forget about that.
Right. They're not going to follow policy. Yeah, they're not rotating nothing.
Yeah.
They're a sales staff, and they generate their income from referrals from members. And so if the members are happy with them and happy with the trainer that they selected, then they're going to refer more people to the gym and to that person on the sales staff. So it's all a network. Yeah. And so if you take care of that network, like for example, like if you're a first time or new trainer to a big box gym, and the sales guy says, okay, this guy has this skill set, and I have a lady that's signed up for training and she wants that skill set. So he passes her off to you, and she signs up and she does some training. Do something nice for the guy. I mean, you don't have to buy him flowers and a card. That might be weird, but you extend a thank you. You can come up with some kind of creative way. Find like one of the guys like dark chocolate. So I buy him a dark chocolate thing.
There you go.
Like just simple things. Like just pay attention to the people that are taking care of you, and just be thankful and reward back.
Yeah, I do that now for referrals here. I never say it. I never incentivize, but after it comes in, I'll give them a thank you card and like a Starbucks card or something. And those kinds of things go a long way.
Oh, for sure.
A long way.
Yep.
Little goes a long way.
And, on the flip side of that, if you are on their bad side, everyone knows, right? Like they know. They're like, oh yeah, I'm not going to give that. The sales staff is not going to feel confident giving you that lead. And
the door shuts on you real quick.
And no one's really going to come back you up if they're not going to give you those initial leads coming through the door. And those are plentiful because there are new people coming in every day.
All the time.
So that's a really good.
And the new people are motivated to train you. So that's why they're joining the gym.
Right.
And so that's a good hook right there. The other thing about like direct referrals from staff is let them know what your skill set is. So like we just talked about, like every one of us has a little bit of a style or a different skill set. My skill set was I came from the rehab world. I have an exercise science degree, and I spent a lot of time in physical therapy clinics. I did a lot of training in physical therapy clinics, and so I made that known, and then I showed my skill set that way. And so I got a lot of clients because people would come in, older people would come in, and say, oh, I got a shoulder problem or I got a knee problem, or I have a recent hip replacement. And they're like, well, I don't want to screw this one up. Like that's a big deal to deal with an injured person.
Right. Yeah.
And so they'd be like, okay, send him to Mike because Mike knows what he's doing.
Right.
And that was my skill set. And so if you have a skill set, like you're going to make the sales staff happy when they know they're comfortable referring people to you with certain situations.
Right. And what I would do too is also train some of the sales staff. Take them through a workout.
Yep.
They know exactly how you work out and how you operate, and they can transfer that over to the new members.
Yeah, I trained everyone on the sales staff at Equinox at one time.
Right.
So our listeners are either thinking about getting into business or they're young in the business. What do you have to say to them who feel that they don't have that experience, or they're not as confident to take on new people? Because, let's say that they're just interested in exercising. They just got their certification. They just got hired. What do you say to those people?
Practice.
Yeah, practice. Exactly. Go to work.
Practice.
Do your research, go learn, and then go practice on yourself.
Right.
I mean,
practice.
I know a lot of my physical therapy stuff because, and I've had 2 shoulder surgeries and a knee surgery, so I had my own personal experience.
Right.
But I didn't have bad back history. I didn't have hip replacement history.
Right.
But I studied, I learned, and I went to practice, and I would do the exercise myself, and I would start to develop those skills, and then you know what you're doing.
Right.
So yeah, so get in the gym and experiment, play, do some things. I mean, it's just like if you're an athlete, you go out there, you experiment, you practice your different skills in the basketball court or the football field or whatever.
Right.
Same thing in the training gym, like practice your skills.
Right.
Yeah, and if all you knew how to do going in was like push-ups or pull-ups, and you feel like that's not enough, right? Know that there are people coming through that door who don't know
how to do that.
anything.
Right.
They know nothing, and they're relying on you. And if all you can do is teach them to do a push-up, you're considered like an expert for them, right? You can do it safe. So it's not so much like you have to know what you know and just do that and be confident in that. And people are gonna, as you grow, your skill set will grow, and what you can teach will grow. But just
You're going to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And start like really knowing what you got anyways. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you get your certification, you're basically considered competent. So if you're competent, then you should be able to take someone through a workout. Now, how you do those workouts is going to be based on just practicing what what you've already been learning. So be confident and get to it and practice.
Yeah, and everyone's fitness journey is different.
Right.
And I would say the super ripped bodybuilder guy, he's going to turn off some people, right? Like some people are going to be.
They don't want that.
Yeah,
Right.
they don't want to train with that person.
Majority of people don't want that.
Right.
That's why Mike is like,
I knew
Oh,
that was coming
flexing.
somewhere.
he's flexing all the time.
Get out of here.
All right, what do you got for number 4?
Number 4. Now this is a wrinkle, and we talked about this, and we broke it away from the last topic on purpose. So this is a real fine detail one. The front desk staff.
Front desk staff. For all those front deskers that have helped us create this business and get to this point where we are today. I love you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so break it down for us. Why is the front desk staff on our list? Why is it different from the sales staff?
So the front desk staff is the first person that someone sees when they come in the gym for an appointment or to ask about personal training. And that person is now going to give that lead or the lead to someone else, and it should be you. So if you are good with the front desk person, then you're going to get a lot of leads. Michael, we have someone at the front desk requiring the first workout. You come down there, you introduce yourself, and the system is built. So that's what I feel is good about the front desk. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, it's a nice way to, in a way, like skip the sales staff.
Right.
And sometimes, like, not that you want to be doing that necessarily, but if you're aware of the great gift that it is for that person to walk into a gym,
Right.
and then the first person they see is that front desk person, and the front desk person is like, "Oh, you're interested in training? Yeah, I have a couple of trainers here that I'm friends with. This one guy, oh, you want to work with this? Oh, I'll send you over to Mike."
Boom.
And so you just cut out the middleman, and you have such an easier transition to like trust with that client. Right. Because they see that front desk person every single day. Yeah, right. It's like that person is a part of their life.
Yep.
And so in a way, like especially the front desk staff, that it's kind of like a all day job, just meeting people, and so they know the members of the gym better than almost anybody.
Right.
And so if you have a good relationship with the front desk staff, you're respectful of them, and you treat them nicely, and if they they have referrals for you and they skip through the sales staff and you give them thanks back, that's a huge way to develop a solid business and good clients too.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And they're going to go to bat for you.
Yep.
We know when you're training, it's like I got one after the other, coming in. And so when that person's coming in early, a lot of times they might be irritated or had a bad day, and they're going to take that on you. That front desk person can take a lot of that heat before you see it.
Yep.
And that way, when you see them, they're a little more, in a better mood, a little more chipper, and that'll help your session go by better. So,
yeah, absolutely. The gym that you work at, their policy may be, the sales have to go through a team, or they may have some sort of structure, but all that goes out the window, right? Like, they may be on break, they may be on lunch, they may be with another client. So they're going to look for somebody.
Right.
And there's a lot of opportunity for them to hand those leads off.
Yeah, in a way, I got a cool story. It's how I got 2 clients one time. So I was friends with one of the guys who was a front desk staff. He was a college student. We talked a lot. We had a lot in common. And so we just had a good relationship with the guy. And this guy walked in and he's like, hey, I'm kind of new to the area. I would like to do some training. I'm a professor at the college. So he's like, oh, check out my friend Mike. And so like that minute I did a first session. I trained him. Right. And he's like, oh, I had a good time. He's like, you know what? My son just started high school and he wants to like do some football. Would you be able to train him? I was like, yeah, of course. And so like two clients in one.
Yeah.
Right. All because I had a relationship with the guy who's working the front desk while he's a college student.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Got to be that multi-model approach. You get the sales staff, the front desk staff, your first workouts, all that.
Man, yep.
So I don't know what it's like at Equinox or Bally's, but sometimes we would hang out in between clients or waiting for clients at the trainer's desk, or sometimes you hang out by the front waiting for your client to come in. So there's a lot of time to hang out, talk with them.
Life.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. And what I would do is I would help them.
Right.
I would
Yeah,
help them
that's
check in
good.
clients,
Hey.
right? I would help them because they get busy. The phone comes on. I would help them with the phone. I would do
Yep.
whatever I can.
Yep.
Just to be
Greeting
helpful up
people
there.
at the door for them when you guys spend
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Right.
sacrifice your time a little bit and it'll go a long way.
Bringing coffee or something.
Yeah.
That all those things go a long way. So
Stock the cabinets or stock the drinks, the refreshments, things like that. Yeah. Everything helps.
yeah, these are all of this list is aside from what they're going to tell you is to just work the floor and
Right. We didn't put any of that on those for a reason.
yeah.
Be
Yeah.
a good floor trainer. To approach someone when they're doing their workout. Say, hey, can I help you with? No.
Yeah. Trainers,
Better ways.
Trainers doing that are not trainers anymore.
Yeah.
and just to remind our listeners, how much have you spent on advertising?
0.
And how much have you
0.
spent? And I've spent 0. So, we've come to this point of our career doing some things right. So, all right, number 5.
Last one on the list. Trainers leaving the gym and passing off their clients to you.
Boom.
Bingo.
That's like 3, 4, 5 clients, right? You can get that.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Me personally, I haven't had that happen a lot. At Bally's, it was a little different. When trainers would leave, the training supervisor would take his clients and then divvy them out to people or train them himself. So depending on who it was, but most of the time, even I would be cool with, some of the trainers. It really wasn't in their power to say, okay, I'll take that. Unless the client just said, hey, I want to work with him. I don't want to work with anyone else. What do you guys think?
You know what that is, right?
Little buster. Right.
No, I mean, okay, so there's workarounds that, right? So even if it is like that, your training colleagues,
Right.
you have dialogue with them. You know what's going on, if they're going on for school or changing jobs.
Right.
And I would say when they're sharing that with you, that's a great opportunity to ask them, what is your plans for your clients? Do they plan to say, keep training? Are any of them interested in training with me? Those are the questions that I would ask, right? And excuse me, to circumvent what happens at your gym or what happened there, the clients can choose whoever they want to go with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know why they didn't.
No, I mean, I've had a few, but I haven't had a gold rush of, trainers leaving. And again, where I was at, we were a small family of trainers and not a lot of people left. There was a steady, 5 guys or 6 guys that were there for, 7 years plus.
Wow.
So we didn't really have a rotation of people, and we got people, we kept them.
So a big box gym, the sessions probably work different than how we do it here, right? We're independent and everyone does their stuff differently. But how I understand it is, if you buy a bulk of sessions, the gym still owes the client.
Right. So if they buy a 24-pack and their trainer leaves halfway through, there's 12 sessions still left that the gym holds that somebody's going to pick up.
Yeah. And in this profession, you always know who's training at what time, even if they're not your client, right? You got to feel for them. Maybe you want to train them, maybe you don't, but it's definitely a way to to get clients, right?
Yeah, I had a big roll of clients actually, because my story is obviously quite different than Mike's. We talked about this before, where like his gym was more like a family-oriented, team membership sort of mentality. Mine was more dog eat dog, sort of, grind it out and cut your teeth for yourself sort of situation. Literally, so you say you have you had like 5 to 7 trainers.
Right.
So at Equinox, we had 40 plus trainers most of the time.
Wow.
Yeah, it was brutal. And so your turnover, literally, I was there for 2 years. And when I left, I think there were like 4 or 5 trainers still there that were there when I got there. And I think there was like 3 trainers or 4 trainers that were there that came along with me. And so of the 40, like 30 were brand new.
Wow.
In 2 years.
Wow.
So the rollover was fierce. And so I picked up a lot of clients because I got heads up from people that, I'm going and develop relationships with that trainer, or you develop a relationship with that client.
Right.
And so, they get passed off right away. So that was a big deal for my business for sure. And just being aware of the situation and, you take advantage of that and it can help quite a bit.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Just to recap before we move on. Our list, top 5 ways to get clients in a big box gym.
Number 1, first workout.
Number 2,
work out at the gym that you train
right.
at.
Number 2, work out at the gym that you train at. Number 3, referrals from the sales staff. Number 4,
front desk staff.
And number 5,
trainers leaving the gym, passing off their clients.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next segment of our show, which is gym gadgets. Gym gadgets.
Gym gadgets.
The gym gadgets. Little Buster.
Oh, yes.
What is that?
Bam.
The squat bar.
Neck
Foam
pad.
Yep.
Neck pad, hip pad, all around pad.
Okay. This is a squat bar pad from Dumbs Anchor.
Just from a off-brand.
Okay,
We'll just say
off-brand.
from off-brand USA.
All right.
Right.
So this one
There's
is
a lot of
different
companies that make
from
this stuff.
the protective pad that sort of wraps completely around the bar and has Velcro.
The
This
Velcro
one
and the
you
foam,
just sort of snap on, which is nice. Like it's easy in that sense, but
Right.
what do you think of it?
I think it is great.
You think it's great?
I've seen
I
Mike
think
use
it's
this a lot.
I have one of those.
So what do you use it for?
So I'm going to go ahead and break that down to you,
Okay.
my young man. It's great because, as trainers, we tend to transfer some of what we do onto our clients. Put the bar on your back. Just, it hurts though. No, put it on your back. And essentially our clients, or some clients, are not coming here to be macho, to be, this
Right, they wanna be
extra
comfortable.
muscle. They want to be comfortable in their workout. So this does definitely help that. It keeps the session going where they're not sitting there complaining because the bar's on their neck. You don't have to worry about it. It's also great for hip thrusts. If you're doing barbell hip thrusts, you can put that on your hips so you're not, attacking your bones too much. And it's a good tool for that. So I would say for comfortability, it's good for clients who are not trying to be superhuman, Rambo, Hulk Hogan, and everything in between.
Yeah, or they're just not used to squatting with a bar on their back. I mean, just a lot of people, it's a movement or like a position of an object on their back. It's not something they're used to.
Right.
And so, this is super helpful just for making people comfortable when they're doing bar squats. And I use this when I do my hip thrusts because I'm a skinny guy. I got bony hips. And so give me some padding, man.
Right. And I mean, it's $20 to $30 if that. So
Yeah, I like the design. I think it's easy to get on and off the bar, which, when you're training, you have a 55 minutes or an hour or whatever, like time is money, right?
Right.
So I like how quickly it goes on. I wish it were like a little bit denser material because they seem to break down
Yeah,
pretty
the foam
quick.
breaks down pretty quick.
Yeah, but other than that, your clients are going to like it. Like
Right.
I would recommend
They're
getting
helpful,
this.
definitely helpful.
right.
Yeah, most gyms are not going to have stuff like this, or if they do, they're going to be old,
Yeah.
or your
Get
clients
your
are going to
own.
have issues touching other people's sweat.
Yeah, especially right now.
It's money
Yeah.
well spent.
Yeah, so this is definitely worth it in my book. So,
Right.
all right, well, thanks for checking out another episode.
Yes.
All right. If
Hey.
you'd like to hear more helpful stories about the life of a trainer, stay tuned to the Fit Fellows podcast.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and you can submit your own gym stories, and
Yep.
maybe we'll
Love to hear about it.
read one on the air. So check out fitfellows.com or on Instagram and submit those stories, and we'll check them out and read them on the air. All right.
Thanks for checking out the Fit Fellows podcast. You best be tuned in next week when they drop that knowledge for your We welcome your input and feedback, and you can find out more about the show at www.thefitfellows.com. Thanks again for listening or watching. We out. Peace.